Alright guys, so I think today we're going to talk about one stroke that people undervalue a little bit, don't practice enough, but it's very important in order to finish the point, and that is an overhead. A lot of people, you don't take enough time to practice those strokes, but I believe it's very important, especially you get an important point, you hit your forehand, come into the net, you get a first volley, very good, you get an easy overhead, boom, you dump it into the net or in, deep, and you lose that point. I believe practice it. Practice it, get better at your overheads, because they might be the most important point. Is going to depend on that overhead. So today we're going to give you a few tips and a couple of secrets how to get better at hitting overheads, and here we go. We're going to start with that. So one of the things that people don't realize, and I believe there's a little misperception, people think that overhead is very easy. You hit a ball, the ball's coming high, and you're like, man, I got it. So they get set up, boom, and they miss it. Why does it happen? Number one, you stop moving your feet. Very important part. When you get set up, you got to be sideways. You rack it up already, your left hand up. Some people get a little bit lazy. They see that easy ball coming, they're keeping their racket down, and they bring it up very slow. So their racket sometimes on the side of the body. Very common mistake for a lot of beginner players. Make sure your racket is up already. You're staying sideways. Your feet are constantly moving. You're trying to get set up for an overhead. Because as soon as you stop, there could be a little bit of wind, or you just misjudge the ball and it moves a little bit away from you, and you're in trouble. You're going to be reaching out to the ball and you might miss it. Another thing is, sometimes you might get a harder overhead. Those balls that come behind you a little bit, and in that case you have a perception that you want to kill the ball. Instead, you have to just place it because you're out of position a little bit. You got to place the ball. Now, another thing, they just do not try to destroy those overheads. I find some players, they get an easy one and they just try to swing as hard as they can to destroy the ball. And what happens, you accelerate your racket way at the beginning of the swing. By the time you get to the ball, you have no control and the ball just spreads off your racket in the back fence or to the side. So make sure, a very important thing is getting set up and accelerating your racket through the point of contact in front of you. Now, there is one more common mistake for a lot of players. It's dropping their head down or dropping their left hand, which causes your shoulder and your head to go down. Causes a lot of mistakes, so make sure you keep it up. As you start swinging, you bring your racket up, and your left hand at the same time is going to go down towards your chest and then down below. So those are important things. Now we're going to give you a couple of important drills that can help your overheads out. Of course, you have to train it. Don't do it just a couple of times, you feel good about it and just stop doing it. You have to train those overheads and do daily practices in order to get better. So the first drill we're going to do today, you're going to get sideways already. You're going to bring your racket up. You're going to keep your left hand in front of you. You're going to stay sideways already. You're going to start bouncing and moving around. Your partner is going to fit the ball very nice and easy in front of you, so you don't have to run back. And just hit 5, 6 to 10 overheads and feel how it feels like. Make sure you just control your swing. Have a racket drop back and swing up on the ball. And make sure you're not dropping your left hand down. You're watching the ball through the point of contact, and you have nice acceleration through the point of contact. Second drill we're going to do, you're actually going to start in the ready position. Your partner is going to fit the ball. Make sure it's split step, get sideways, bring your racket up straight up, make sure your left hand is pointing at the ball, keep moving and do the same thing. Accelerate through the point of contact, be aggressive, try to place the ball cross court, down the line, through the middle. Just try to hit all the spots on the court and then see how you progress. Do about 20 overheads or so. Feeling comfortable, we'll move to the next drill. In the next drill, what we're going to do, we're going to have our racket on the net, and then our partner is going to fit about the same height of the overhead, so you'll actually have to move back a little bit, get set up, and then hit an overhead. So in that case, when you take that first step, make sure you're making a crossover step to get back for that overhead. So make sure you do crossover step and then shuffle. A lot of beginners, what they do paddle back, and then by the time you hit an overhead, you actually out of position and you're going to be completely open. So make sure to focus on your feet, do the crossover, get set up, and hit an overhead. And then the final drill, what we're going to do, we're going to mix it up with volleys. You're going to hit a volley or two, then out of nowhere your partner hits an lob, you're going to get back, hit an overhead, recover back, hit a couple of volleys, gets it up, and then you're going to get another overhead. See if you're comfortable with it. If you feel like in that drill you're not doing so well, go back to the previous drills, try to practice it more, and get better at it. All right, guys, good luck. I hope your overhead is doing well, and you can win more points now.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright guys, we want to really appreciate your help and support and the likes and subscription to our YouTube channel. Please continue doing so and like our videos, share those, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, since you guys are watching us, we see a lot of support, we're trying to create a free course for you. So be tuned, we're going to post more information about it. Always check under links below because we're going to post a free course for you so you can get better and better in your tennis. So watch out, look out for it. Always look down in the description below and you will get something for free that you're probably going to worth thousands of dollars.